Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Peasant Chat. We talk to poor people every Sunday. More of a laxed. Well, I like to think it's more relaxed, but sometimes it gets a little rowdy. Today we're going to talk about the 24 F-150 is starting to creep so much. Not creep. It's starting to gap the Mustang in terms of performance vehicles that are being tuned. Like 3-to-1 is the ratio that performance or 24 F-150 tunes get done at Lund Racing over Mustang. Mustang has apparently been kind of pushed to the side because, let's be honest, the Mustang is extremely fast if boosted, on a roll, and good when there's grip. But the F-150 seems to kind of make up for that, not only with the traction, but the weight and the configuration. There's a lot of people out there making go fast goodies for the 24 F-150. And recently, if I'm not mistaken, a 24 F-150 yesterday, I think, took the record for quickest and fastest quarter mile F-150 over the Fuel Tech twin turbo variant, proving, in my opinion, that if Ford really wanted to, they can make a superior control system over anything the aftermarket can do because they have huge resources and it's $1 billion company. We're going to talk about the fact that how the F-150 period has become Ford's flagship performance vehicle. Who knew? And now that the Raptor is tunable, you're seeing low 11 or 10-second Raptors with bolt-ons. Remember, these things have massive tires. And now we'll talk about the configuration of that specific vehicle with tuning that makes it favorable, that maybe will finally get Ford to realize how to properly configure a vehicle that the aftermarket wants. A lot of people are now taking advantage of the tuning of the MG computer, and you're starting to see that these vehicles literally need the aftermarket. If they don't have aftermarket support, they die on the vine, and people just move to other platforms. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
It does suck. You know what does not suck though? PMAS. PMAS doesn't suck. It's too bad that all the new cars are going to be speed density, but PMAS I'm sure is going to make something for them, whether it's velocity stacks, whether it's new configurations for your cold air system. I am sure they're going to get on top of their game to offer something to the 24 and up Mustang and F-150 market. Check out PMAS, Sig James, and PMAS. Don't my God Cookies, don'tmyguycookies.com. Get yourself some edible cookie dough. Get yourself some cookies. Get fat. Get fucked. Don't my God Cookies. That should be the name of their next cookie. Get fucked. DNAPperformance.com. You're going to get your Go Fast goodies there. The online parts house sponsor of the show. All new parts, whether it's injectors, whether it's fuel systems, turbo kits, superchargers, wheels, tires, you name it. Anything and everything you want, you're going to go to DNAPperformance.com. Hashtag YDBT at checkout. Get a bit of a discount. Bartram.com. Hashtag YDBT at checkout. You get a discount also. Cranker pallets, engine swaps, kits, interiors. I'm thinking of switching up the interior on Donnie because it needs a little help. If I could just find some seats and a new rug, that'll be super mint so Donnie can get cleaned up. So Donnie's going to be more of a cruiser / 10-second punk ass homo car. Two Auto Solution, Rami's on Auto Solution. We're trying to reconfigure some stuff for the up and coming TVS market. Now that the TVS market is 100% Magnusons, we're going to see if we can make some stuff happen and configurable for race applications with Rami Zadan and 2 Auto Solution and Bellac Industries. If you love to let the cops know that you sell drugs, you get yourself a set of Bellacs and just show out and get, you know, you really want to be poor? Just get the rears only. That's it. Just get the rears only and let everyone know that you are not only a drug dealer, but a poor drug dealer at that. richprince.com /YDBT if you want to support the show and get merchandise. YDBT hats, Amory hats, YDBT and Amory trucker hats, Dolo, YDBT and Amory flat brim shiesty. If you want to, slide on the ops and you want to do it in style, you do it with a YDBT shiesty. That's right, YDBT shiesty. Section 8, shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, and hoodies. Hush Money, short sleeve, long sleeve, and hoodie. ZR50 shirts and hoodies, Booty Juice shirts and hoodies, Elote Juice shirts and hoodies. Save the Manuals Gen 1, 2, 3, 8, and 350. 85 to 86, 87 to 93, Save the Manual shirts, 1320 Didio shirts, F1320, YDBT with a bunch of different colors, vertical, Amory vertical, guys, and I love the Elote Juice and Booty Juice stickers. For only $5, basically, you get a nice 4x4 Elote Juice or Booty Juice sticker, Dolo sweaters and shirts, and Amory Dolo F1320, 1320 Didio stickers. We got everything covered. Very nice to see the merchandise coming along and showing support for the show by getting some of that stuff. Is probably the best way. I get a nice little cut. That's it. I get a nice little commission. And that's it. Nick, Monty Van 40. Oh my God, I did not put the... Oh, Alex. Oh, it's Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Forget the professionalism. Nick, it okay, Alex. Nick, Monty Van 40, B. Levesh, G3 Camzilla, Bryson Wick, putting on some That Tiny Brake Company shirt. Brakes. He ended up getting TBM brakes. I'm like, bro, do you not listen to the show at all? Frank Donahue, Lemonade, Bryson Witt again, Joe Swish, D-Rock Fox, John Bonanno, Coyote Kelly, Jeremy Smith, EPA, Matt Oliver, more Pews, more Boost, JD Swag, Ben says hello, Mark Christensen, 10 seconds, 06, Extraculex, I don't get it. Chuck Wazurinsky says hello, 3 times. 10 seconds, 06, Rich, Josh Bergman, Clint Stroke, Peter Child, Dirk Story, Sam 50, The Fish, Diego 94 GT Vert, Connor Wazurinsky 50, Shakeway Kyle, Pito, Redbird, Josh Story 50, Dixon May, Dave Vernon Miles, Matt Pavetta. Alex, your thoughts on the Motion Raceworks giveaway car? I have no thoughts. I don't fuck with Motion Raceworks. Don't you understand that? Why don't people If Lund supports it, it does not mean an automatic support from me. This is a completely separate entity. The car's fine. You want to skittle a deedle a derp and give them money to win it? Have at it. I want nothing to do with it. 1 Bat 3 Bob, Favo Stanley, Mini Bat Madman, Ugly Duck Garage, Warbler 10 seconds 06, EPA, Mini Bat Madman, Frosty, Troy Jetson, Donkey Mac, Nick Papa Ray, Papa Grigo, wow. Matt, The Fish, the Ray, Nick again, Guido, Oguito, El Verga Larga, I just say Guido, Smash and Devour, Coyote Kelly, and Leo 99 GT. So, you started to see the 24 F-150s being tuned now that MG Computer has been unlocked by HP Tuners. Shout out to them. And you're starting to see performance pretty much pick up where it left off. The MG55, I think it's called, seems to have a really nice shift logic when it comes to the 10R80, but that doesn't mean it's any better, or quicker. I think the 21 and up F-150s are the better ones of the choice. The MG previous 36, I think, and the MG55, I think, is the new one. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. Seems to have really good logic. So the 21 and up F-150s seems to be the ones to get if you want like really nice controllable 10R80 logic. And there's only one company that really has it down pat. Everyone else shows videos of them things shifting, and they shift like shit. You see them bouncing around every shift, and I'm like, yeah, you guys don't got it nailed. So yesterday, apparently, there was some kind of race happening down in Evadale, I think it's called, Raceway. And this is a great race to show you that 2 identical trucks both have the same tune, if I'm not mistaken, meaning configuration. I don't know if they're like the same year, but let's just say they're 2 F-150s, 2 10R80s, and both have the same. Listen to how the shifts literally mimic each other, meaning there's no bouncing around. It's like 2 trucks going down the track, harmonizing basically with the shift schedule. So I want you to hear that again. The reason I want you to hear that again is because you can hear the unison. They're both kind of singing along with each other. And I think the orange truck won that race, and the orange truck has a stock motor, and the white truck, if I'm not mistaken, has a built motor. I'm not going to name names. Let's just say it has a built motor, and yeah, let's just say the white motor, the white truck's motor did not survive the test. So, interesting. So that truck later that day went out and wanted to run a quarter mile hit just to see what it was doing. And of course, it laid down a pretty impressive time. I have the time slip here. Okay, I have the time slip right here. So that truck, the orange truck, went out there and cut a 135, 5.6 in the eighth, 8.7 in the quarter, 155 mile an hour. So literally what the Fairmont ran, you know what I mean? So this is probably the record. If the 9.2 was the previous record with the FuelTech 10R80 truck, was the previous record, then this thing not only beat it, but it absolutely obliterated the record by a full half second. Proving to you that the stock computer, if Ford wanted to, they can make this thing be better than any aftermarket computer that exists. Why? Algorithm, in terms of the pulse width modulation, there is an algorithm, there's a better control, it's just better. The problem is the safeties, the trans brakes, the boost controls, all that stuff. All that stuff is one of those things to say, that's where the aftermarket shines. Well, you have an integrated boost controller, integrated. You don't think if Ford wanted to, they can just start plopping stuff in there with their algorithm and their pulse width modulation and all their goodies? You don't think they can really make that happen? So a lot of people think, because they think in old school terms. They go, stock computer is limited, so it's not going to be as fast. That truck went a half second quicker than anything that FuelTech could do with a similar vehicle. Understand? And again, no, not digging on FuelTech. What I'm saying is it's just the stock computer is just a better control system, point blank. Now, integration of the other stuff is great. And remember, we talked about that before with Murder Nova. Murder Nova was out there being extremely ignorant, saying that, oh, FuelTech's got records. Yeah, with a Proline motor, twin 103s, whatever. Yes, absolutely. Big pushrod, big block Chevy design on methanol. Sure. In a F-150 with a 10-speed, no, they don't. And I don't think they will. You understand? Like if you were to put money on a factory-controlled twin-turbo truck, let's say, versus whatever FuelTech can do, I think FuelTech immediately is going to have issues with the cam control, right? Like cam control, that's going to be the hardest thing. Now, the more I build the Fairmont, the more I do a deep dive into variable cam timing control. See, what I'm doing with the Fairmont is making it carbureted. And the carburetor obviously negates any drive-by-wire throttle body tuning. So I thought to myself, let me just make a motor that runs old school. And we got distributors, we got stuff. So people are going, oh my God, that's so stupid. Okay, fine. Once you start understanding the variable cam timing control, you start going, well, all I need is this. Like, this is all I need. And I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want to give too much away. But all I need is the cams to have a certain position based on what I want. And if you negate variable cam timing in any fashion, whether it's limited, whether it's phasing just one move or two moves, or blending between best FE, best drive, and optimum performance, tuners know what I'm talking about. If you negate that, you're negating, again, the best feature of that F-150. So I think the aftermarket companies like Holley, FuelTech, the only one that seems to have it down pat is Motec. And that's just based on the fact that Motec's layout of the tune mimics the factory tune. When you look at a calibration on Motec software, it has a bazillion pages, drop downs, trees, and I'm like, yeah, that's what Ford OEM software looks like in an indexable software like SCT or HP Tuners. HP Tuners, I really, really, really dislike the interface. Like when I look at HP Tuners, I go, why can't you make it like SCT? SCT has a tree, and you can change the views. I get it, but it's just slow, and it's in a production atmosphere, where you are slamming 80, 90, 100 tunes a day. Yes, I export over 100 tunes a day. And you don't believe me? Sit next to me one day, and you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. You will like one software over the other. Let's just say that. If you tune 20 cars a day, yeah, HP Tuners is fine. If you tune 2 cars a day, HP Tuners is fine. If you tune 100, you need a software that can keep up. You know what I mean? So all that to say that the factory computer, when letting the car have everything it has, all the VCT stuff, I think is way more powerful. And the Motec, I think, is a close second, maybe better because it has boost control, but that doesn't mean, and integrated stuff, but that doesn't mean that Ford can't do that. It's just Ford's like, why would I do that? So it'll be interesting to see now that Fuel Tech sees, hey, there is a half-second quicker stock motor F-150 out there. Can you do better? And it'll be interesting to see because I see what needs to happen in the tune to get that truck down there, meaning to make that truck, or a truck, let's just say a truck, not that truck, to get a truck to go down the track, it requires, let's just say, I don't know that Fuel Tech has, let's just say, adjustable torque reduction per shift, and if they do, how intrusive is it? How much of an interruption is it? What is it based off of? Is it based off of air load? What is it based off of? Or is it just RPM, slip? Because when you see like a drag car, like let's talk about Chuck Wazurinsky, right? When you set up traction control on a race car, right? And it's a, let's say 410, eighth mile car, like an LDR car, something like that. The moment it loses traction, it does this spark cut interruption, right? And it's trying its best to keep traction active, right? Pretty intrusive. Whereas Ford has let's just say a pretty quick way of reducing torque so much so that you don't necessarily hear it, but you see it on a data log and you're like, oh, it reduced torque here, and look at how nice the shift rolled off on the top. It didn't do the spike. It didn't do it after the fact. It did it almost, what do you call that? What's the word when it's almost like it's anticipating what's about to happen. There's an acceleration rate. There's a set firmness for the next shift. And it's like, well, based on the acceleration rate, we don't think it's going to, and it chops it really quick to the point where you're like, I didn't even notice it. I don't know that Fuel Tech has something like that. I don't know that Fuel Tech has for the 10R80. I'm sure they have it for the Turbo 400. I'm sure if you piggyback a wheel speed sensor or a drive shaft speed sensor and you set a ramp and the ramp is above or below it, it'll cut spark to try to keep that. I get that. But when we're talking 10R80 stuff, there's a bunch of nannies and bullshit in the calibration that you can then say based on pedal position, based on torque, based on acceleration rate, you can shut that off. So I think having all those adjustable parameters make it difficult to tune the vehicle. And that's where aftermarket companies like Fuel Tech, Holley, and others, I'm going to put Fuel Tech and Holley in one category, and I'm going to put Motec in a completely different category, because when you see Motec stuff with your eyes, it is pretty intense. So I don't put that in the same category as Holley or Fuel Tech. Holley or Fuel Tech to me are very good, excellent, great platforms. But when we're talking OEM style stuff, I still think OEM is powerful, especially on the Ford side. I know nothing about the Chevy side. I don't care about the Chevy side. I am turned off to Chevy shit after owning a Chevy shit. And I'm like, this is the platform people think is God's motor? This is the platform people thought was Billy Badass? And then when you get a taste of it, you're like, the Coyote's better. You'll see all about that. So all that to say, I still think the factory computer is insanely relevant. Right now, the record has been set by a stock motor F-150, built transmission, turbo, all that stuff. But it is interesting to see that stock motors are just holding up. Like they're just holding up. And that goes back to my argument that I made last week, that you don't need to build the Coyote to go fast. Everyone comes up with the same stupid argument with LS and LT, $500 and I'm in. A $500 LS or LT makes 280 wheel horse, right? Go to the junkyard right now, plop down 500, get whatever LS, LT, 48, 53 you want. Then put that motor, that whole motor, in a car. It'll make 280 wheel horsepower. That's your $500 motor. Oh, you want to make it fast? Heads, cam, labor, turbo kit. Okay, what's that cost? and then take that money that you would have spent on cam, heads, trunnion, springs, turbo kit, and just say, no, I'm going to buy a Coyote and put a power adder on it. What do you think is going to run better? Stop with the bullshit. So nice to see that Ford has inadvertently built their best performance vehicle in a platform they did not intend to be Billy Badass, right? The F-150 was nothing special until a bunch of people in Houston started saying, hey, these are four-wheel drive. I mean, and it's got a big 8.8 and good axle, and I think we can make these fast from a dig on the street. They're heavy and they're all-wheel drive, so the weight and the traction will be optimal based on, let's say you want to bias the weight in such a way that the traction is at a high level, so you have a heavy vehicle, right? And then if you're doing 8th mile racing, hell, even quarter mile racing, most of the race is over by the 8th or the first 330. If you can out 330 your car by a lot, that other car that's behind, depending on how much they're behind by, they got to make so much more power and keep the traction to get around you by the quarter. That's why you see a lot of guys that launch really hard and they let off after the 8th, and their ET is not that far off from their personal best. I love it when people go, oh my God, he let off after the 8th, letting off. And then the next pass, he's in it, and it runs a 1/10 and a half or 2 quicker. And you're like, oh, it must be hurt. No, the elapsed time was mostly, brought down by the first 330 or 8th. And then after that, it's kind of like, not that big of a deal. So I love when people say, letting off at the 1,000th. Okay. What does that mean? You think it's going to be a half second quicker if he stays in it? Literally no one has gone a half second quicker. I want to make a test. Can anyone do this for me, please? Get a 7-second car and have him let off by the 1,000. And then the next run, stay in it. How much of a difference do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be 3-second difference? Do you think it'll be a 3/10 difference? Do you think it'll probably be 2 to 3/10. It probably won't be a half second. It won't be like if he lets off in the 1,000th, it's not going to run. Let's say if it runs 7.5 and he lets off at 1,000, it's not going to be 8.0. It's going to be 7.70. And then if he stays in, it's going to be 7.50. People are weird. Oh, you let off. It's let off. Stupid. Stock ECU, if you want a fast, quick car and great parked auto driving habits, it's hard to argue against the stock ECU when they go 8s and 7s in relatively street car form and mid 6s all out. And there are people that are still talking about locked cam is better. That has been squashed. It's over. It's done. The argument has been lost if you say locked cams performs better than VCT, because at the limit, the highest, the quickest, fastest cars that have VCT keep VCT. And we're talking across most platforms. GTR, R8, Lambo, and Coyote. Preempted. Thank you. Preempted. Good morning, all. Off to build the deck for my father. Catch replay. You're going to be there all fucking day. Holly typically can't adjust anything but spark and boost. Usually throttle is cable. Right. So this is the problem with Holly and Fuel Tech. The VCT control on a Coyote Mustang is pulse width modulation based on an algorithm. And I think the sauce is in the algorithm, right? The pulse width modulation can be mimicked by any aftermarket controller. But then how it gets there, I think, has 100% to do with the algorithm controlling the machine. So I just don't think that the algorithm that Holly and Fuel Tech are using are up to par to what obviously $1 billion company like Ford has access to. So that means that if the algorithm is that much better, the VCT control is that much better. So much better that so much better that I don't know if Fuel Tech and Holly can blend like Ford can blend. Ford is constantly blending between best drive, best fuel economy, and optimum performance, idle stability. It's doing everything. So when you go, boom, 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 then you clutch in and coast, it's gone through all the schedules. It's gone through, it's kind of blended through stability, FE, optimum performance, and idle, and then back down just in that. Does Holley and Fuel Tech have similar algorithms? Does it say, oh, no, or it just goes RPM, VCT target, RPM, VCT target, RPM, VCT target, not conditional, not torque based. It's RPM and pedal. And if it's only RPM and pedal, I think that's where the drivability issues come in. And even if they had VCT control, the blending of the VCT schedule is not as good as Ford's because of the algorithm. And then that lends it to not driving great when people are like, man, I bought a VCT controller and I installed it and I did this and it just doesn't drive well. When VCT kicks in, you feel it. You feel like a, ooh, you know, and it's intrusive and it's not good. I'll just shut it off. I understand that thought process. Why do you prefer Magnaflow over Corsa and all the others in terms of performance? Because in terms of performance, they don't matter. Name your muffler. It's unless it is a Flowmaster, which actually takes away power, you're going to have a 2 to 3 horsepower difference across the board. So why not have the one that's least intrusive to the ears? Not going to lie, I'm an LS guy and going to look at a Ford GT today because I'm sick of building. I just want to boost it. Aside from the integrated boost controller, why do you even think about an aftermarket computer? Laughing my ass off. Tuners just don't know how to use a stock computer, I guess. Well, you're starting to see the separation, right? Are you starting to see it yet? Are you understanding what I've been saying for the longest time? That a lot of these aftermarket tuners wait and they get binary editors. They get conversion tools. I guarantee if I was an aftermarket tuner today and I wanted to get into Ford, do you think I'm going to hammer out the tune on a commercially indexable available software? No. I'm going to say, hey, can I find a tool to rip someone else's tune? Well, how much is that tool? $5,000. Well, that's cheaper than me having to buy a vehicle, learn it, hammer it out, pay some Russian to give me some saucy shit. So I'd rather just pay for the conversion tool, right? Yep. Okay. So, okay, you're going to convert it and then rip it into, and then import it in, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm making money. I'm making money. Now, the MG computer seems to have some protections from the factory. There's some read blocks that come from the factory. So you're seeing the separation. You're starting to see the gappening happen between people that have access to the Billy Badass stuff and people that don't. And that gap is only going to get bigger. And then I'm sure somebody is going to come out with some conversion software. And then you'll see this happen. But then we always have to stay ahead of the curve. So you're seeing it in real time in front of you. So you can say I'm full of shit and these people that deny that they don't do that. But when I get a file in my email of said tuners and it is our shit, I go, because yelling it from the rooftops doesn't matter, right? Just being better does. So just be better, because we don't do the negative sell. Like, when was the last time anyone from Lund posted a data log of a competitor's tool? We don't give a fuck about the competition. Yeah, what the fuck are you going to teach us? And said, look at how terrible they've done. And then I find out the customer had some other stuff going on that had nothing to do with the tune. And I go, oh, so you guys piggybacked off of a potential mechanical issue to say that, guys, you're seeing the separation happen in real time. So you could take my word or not, but when you see it happening, you're like, I think Alex has been right all along. Hey, Alex, since this is Peasant Chat, what are the cheapest mods on an S650 5.0 manual to make it faster without tuning? Unfortunately, it's going to be headers and weight reduction, right? Headers and weight reduction and octane. Octane, headers, weight reduction. So basically, remove federally mandated emissions components, make it lighter, and put octane in it. Bada bing, bada boom. Connor says, I take a car manufacturers, engineers over any other company's engineers in the industry because they have a degree, experience, and a good expertise with mathematics that they use on the daily. Be careful. Be careful. You saw what happens when people rely on math too much. They start saying that cars that run 267 in the quarter make 2,400 horsepower. Like, add another 1,000 to that. Fuck you. Throw something at the TV. Corsa sucks. My shit rattling in normal mode sounds like a tin can pipe. Gotta have it in track mode to sound good. Sound My Truck Technician says, what's the best year for 10R80 factory ECU? 18 to 23 Mustang. So Mustang kept the TC298 all the way to 2023. So 2018 to 2023, TC298. I would stay away from the 18s. In my most humble of opinions, the 18 to the 19 and 20. If I was to build a 10R80 Mustang and have Lund tune it, I would buy 1920. Don't ask why. I love you. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? You trust me? Yes? If you are going to go racing and you want to buy a Mustang that is a 10R80 equipped Mustang, the best one to go racing in and go all the way is going to be a 19 and 20 full stop, end of sentence. You don't have to believe me. Just ask the system. Junior's going to go, we could tune all of them. Junior, I love you. You know and I know why the 19 and 20 is better, right? Like, you know why, right? It's not hardware. Gears might be the only thing, George, but that requires a tune too. Right. You saw that with the 2024 Mustang, people were changing the gear ratio. The gear ratio without tuning being available. What'd you think was going to happen? Did you think it was just, you think this is a Fox body? That it just ignores everything? You think you could just shove 373s in a car that came with 315s and think that the car is going to be happy? No, car's going to be pissed off. It's going to throw all the codes because it's constantly doing math. It's going, well, the output shaft speed is set up for a 315. The rev per mile are this, and why the hell is it accelerating past it? Short shift, short shift, short shift, ABS off. Oh, fail safe. It's stupid. Wrench light. I have a 20 GT500 catback on my 17 GT, and it sounds pretty damn good. Now, let's talk about the fact that Ford inadvertently made a wonderful vehicle, and they don't even realize it. What vehicle has the best motor, period, from the factory, power plant, everything, and still has an automatic behind it? Tell me, what vehicle did Ford make and has an automatic behind it and the best variant of Coyote ever built? You guys are close, but not that close. Because it was not tunable for a very long time. And without tuning, it was a waste of time. That's a waste of time. Coyote Kelly is on it. The Raptor R. The Raptor R has a 5.2 Gen 2 based control system. No DI. All port injection. And guess which supercharger they decided to put in the best motor that Ford ever made of the Coyote variant? Take a wild guess. What supercharger is in it? A TVS. A TVS. Now, I think Raptor owners are making a massive mistake by installing a Whipple on that truck. You are making, in my opinion, an absolute crazy mistake. The truck requires torque. The 2650 is by far the better air pump for that air pump. And you're going to negate that by putting a bigger, heavier, harder to spin rotor pack that questionably isn't as well built. Right? Right? Why is Ford contracting Eaton to put the rotor pack in the Ford blower? Why didn't they contact Whipple and say, give me some of your Gen 5 rotors and we'll make... Nope. They said TVS. So in my opinion, you should keep the TVS in your Raptor. Aim it for, because there have been 11-second and some high 10-second Raptors, which is insanity. 10-speed, TVS, Predator motor. So, you guys are always arguing that what's a better blower, what's a better blower. What the fuck does Ford do? What does Ford do? What has Ford done? They're like, yeah, let's put a 2650 in there. Now, the FP700 is an aftermarket shit. Ford, nobody at the assembly line ever built a FP700. Ever. The truck was shipped out. The dealers did that. Ford never did that. But Ford sure as fuck put a 2650 in the best Coyote variant they ever made in two vehicles. The GT500 and the Raptor R. They just happen to have fucked up royally. Because imagine you have the Raptor R drivetrain in an S550. A 2650 with a badass 10R80. You don't think that the GT500 would be a nasty, dumb vehicle? But now they still haven't fully unlocked the DCT. An absolute abortion of a transmission. Just stupidity, because they tried to make it a everything car. When you and I all know that Americans love to drag race. Well, this is sold all over the world. Fuck the world. The only thing that matters on this planet is the United States. You haven't traveled. I don't have to travel to be accosted by people selling trinkets in front of the Eiffel Tower and have bad pizza in Italy. I don't have to travel to know there's bad pizza in Italy. Yeah, can I get a stuffed crust meat lovers with bacon and buffalo chicken? What are you talking about? Here's this burnt piece of bread with one big fat slice of mozzarella and a hunk of basil on top. This is shit. I could get a better pizza at fucking Publix. And DiGiorno, heat that bitch up. You're giving me a big hunk of burnt bread with one slice of mozzarella. Fuck out of here. Stupid. Domino's Pizza. I could call Domino's Pizza right now, get a stuffed crust cheese, meat lovers with a brookie. I'm going to fly on a plane to get accosted by people, to overpay for the taxi, to look at some stupid ruins that you have to wait 3 hours in line for, then only to have burnt pizza somewhere. Fuck out of here. How long has it been? 5 years since the GT500 dropped? Correct. And the Raptor R took what? 3 years? 2 years? And then once it was tuned, now people give a fuck. Now, Raptor owners are like, hell yeah, find me that TRX. Because for every super badass built TRX, most of them are stock, maybe some bolt-ons and pulleys. But all you need is octane, a pulley, and a tune on a 10R80 equipped Raptor to fucks with built TRX stuff. Just did a Whipple swap on the Raptor, lost bottom end. Oh. And I love these freaking idiots that go, they say the Whipple doesn't have any torque. And I'm like, overlay the graph, bitch. Overlay the graph. Go. Boost for boost. Overlay the graph. Even at high boost, overlay the graph. The torque on the Whipple comes in late compared to a twin vortices rotor pack from Eaton. I've seen it too many times. So then you have a big 40 whatever 100 pound. How much does a Raptor R weigh? Raptor R weight 5,000 pounds. 5,950 to 6,100. You know what I want in my 5,900 pound truck? Top end. Stupid. Brookie is the shit. I'm getting fat just listening to this. Italian Alex. Well, we know one of the reasons Ford put Eaton rotors in cars because Eaton is an industrial company and reliability follows that kind of background. No rotors, French kissing the housings. Fuck the world, Rant Alex. Right. I love the people. I want to go travel. You want to go travel? You want to, when you go to Egypt, do you want to see the pyramids? Okay. So by the time you leave the airport, your luggage is going to go missing. Someone is going to probably try to stab you. You're going to get in a taxi that's going to charge you 15 times the amount they would charge the locals. Then you're going to have some guide tell you, oh, the best place to go to look at the ruins is here. That guy and that guy have a thing going on, right? They tag team you. Hey, bring these dumb white people that want to come and see a pyramid and sit on a camel and take a picture to me directly, Habib. You got it. Okay, get in, no problem. How much is a taxi? Only $30, which for them is like a year's mortgage. And you're like, that's pretty cheap, $30, bam. Then you go to the guide, and the guide is like, yeah, man, I got the camel right here. Look, right, ready to go, man. Hey, buddy, hey, friend, hey, guy, hey, buddy, come on. Hey, look, big guy. Come here, get on camel, look at a stupid pyramid, and get on and leave. And then you're like, okay, well, I flew fucking 18 hours for this, and I was done in like 10 minutes. Now what? Enjoy the local scenery? Have you seen the scenery in Egypt? Go to Detroit. You want to see ruins. I want to see ruins. Let's go to the I want to see ruins. Let's go to Detroit. Let's go to San Francisco. Let's go to the Rust Belt places in Ohio. You want to see ruins. Got to have the burnt undercarriage. Wow. Do we keep the Italians? Whoa. Keep the Italians out of this. The best pizza I ever had made by my nana. Not paying for overpriced cardboard. Hey, don't say that too loud. We can pick these TVSs up cheap when dummies upgrade to a Whipple. I saw a post. The fish. Some guy's like, I got 3 takeoffs from Raptor Rs, all upgraded to Whipples. I'm like, you made 3 Raptor Rs slower. I've considered the gears on my 25, but in reality, the biggest drawback of the MT82 D4 is the spacing of the transmission gearing. If I had the older MT82 or the new 3160, my car would feel a lot faster. Pockets extra sloppy in Italy. Do you know what they start singing in Egypt when y'all white people want to see stupid pyramids? Don't be with Jay when it's serving it. Man. Another stupid. Hey, what are like typical Egyptian names? Egyptian names. Male. Acteren. Sounds like you're getting something unlodged from your throat. Abubakar. You think I'm kidding? I'm going to show this on the screen so you don't think I'm full of shit. Akhenanin, Amam, Ramses, Ahmed, I wasn't that far off, Abu Bakar, Horus, Abanub, Abasi, Abayomi, Aaron, Babu, Gamal, Osiris, Cairo, Abdurraham, Amen. Oh, man. Amen. Have you seen, let me see, pyramids of Giza. You know, you guys really, this is all I need to see in order to convince myself never, ever to go there. Let me see. No. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Let me just plop my ass down here. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to go through all this to see 3 fucking pyramids, bro. You wild. You goofy. You're goofy as hell. You're just so goofy. There it is. I saw it. This looks like a rock quarry anywhere. It ain't that impressive. We've seen it so many times. I am not going to be spiritually moved by this. I don't care. I literally, oh my God, there's a whole goddamn bus going through it. You got to be kidding me. You want to go travel? Go travel. You will see really quickly that you feel safe in the United States, that you feel, you can get a pizza in 5 minutes. Fuck that. I'm good. People get the Whipple to go 180 miles an hour in 95. Good morning to you, Alex. What's up, Amy? I'd rather travel to America. You got to travel America first before you go abroad. People that have never left Virginia want to go to Greece. Finna get robbed. Arabian Pookies. Gotta watch out for the people hanging out around the base of the pyramid. No place like home. America is great. 6,000 to 10,000 trip. I say saw here. I saw the picture exactly. Oh, but the food. The food. Man, have you ever had a Wendy's double with bacon? Like, I've never seen anyone go to like anywhere in the world and react like how foreigners react to American food. Sand and more sand. Just go to the park and sit in the sandbox and scoop out some cat poop. Oh my God. Samir, Fahir, Ahmed, Alua. Oh my God. Have good speak it. Goopel? Oh, what the fuck? Are you okay, mini bike? You might need to take an aspirin. Imagine living in a desert and saying it's the best place ever. It looks like New England granite quarry. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere. the Anakin reference. Sand, heat, poop, everywhere. No thanks, I'll pass. You know what's funny that people don't realize that you don't have anywhere else? It's air conditioning. That's it. And ice. You guys take America for granted so much. It blows my mind that you want to travel, right? A Baconator triple. Go ahead and go to Greece, go to Italy, go anywhere in the world and eat their food. And you're going to go, this is very good. Now get one of those people and have them have a Baconator triple with cheese from Wendy's. And their reaction is like, holy shit! Nobody goes, whoa, look at this. Have you ever seen anyone go to Italy and go, oh, this pizza's amazing? You're like, I ate that whole burnt part at the top. Well, it's brick oven. It's how it's supposed to be. Is it really, though? Because we got pyramids in Mexico, and nobody questions that we... That is such a good point that everybody goes, whoa, who built the pyramids of Giza? I don't know. It must have been some aliens. If you're a Joe Rogan douchebag watcher, I guarantee that this was built by aliens because the quarry that they got this from was from like 100 miles away. And this is not that big. You know, you think is like this modern marvel, and you're like, this is stupid. This is so stupid. Oh, I don't give a fuck about any of this. Yo, you can keep that. Yeah, that's the guy. Hey, buddy, come over here. I show you best part of pyramid. Yeah, right here. I'm selling this rock. How much? Picture of vagine. And look at that. And this is, look at these ruins. You want to look at ruins? Those are the ruins right there. Fuck that. I'm good. Stay in America. Shut the fuck up. Like, America's so fucking badass. You don't even understand why people, like, give a fuck about anywhere else. I don't give a fuck about anywhere else. Well, you don't understand the world. I don't have to understand the world because ain't nobody knocking the doors down of other countries to get into. But here, oh yeah, they're willing to die to get in here. It's so bad. Question for you, Alex and chat. I just picked up a 21 Explorer. I want to make a little more power. I want to get it tuned. Any modifications needed? I'll be honest with you. I care about what's under my shoe more than I care about a 21 Explorer ST. No offense. I'm just saying the care level is just negative. Love you. This channel generally likes Mustangs, V8s, and, you know, the F-150s have, you know, kind of taken over the performance market. So when you think of a V6 twin turbo fart maker, I love you. Enjoy your vehicle. I don't care. Sixuki, do you want to use fifth? I'm already wearing those shoes. Wendy's burgers are horrible now, but I get what you mean. Don't want a kangaroo burger. Right. Vegemite. And Tim Tams. Tim Tams are just ridiculous chocolate. It's not quality chocolate. It ain't no Dove dark chocolate. Tim Tam's just a Tim Tam. And then to suck coffee through a chocolate bar is like prime diabetic culture. Double animal style. Alice, for your less travel followers, go to these Muslim countries. There's a possibility you don't come back. Fofo. People don't know the freedoms and the liberties we have in the USA. I am telling you, you need to understand that the world doesn't like you. because you come from the best place on earth. We are Elysium. Watch the movie Elysium. We are Elysium. We are that ridiculously advanced high-end culture in the clouds that everyone wants to get to. And it's just, and I hate that people that live here don't like it here. Bro, get the fuck out. I'll pay for it. Here you go. Oh, what's better than the United States? Oh, Puerto Rico. Here you go. Here's $500. Shh. Go to Puerto Rico. What's better? Oh, Argentina. The food's better. Here's a ticket. Go to Argentina. It's so good. Fuck out of here. Abu Dhabi, dune running tuners are crazy. There's a reason it's called a shithole. No AC either. The 500-pound horse ride. Literally no shade to be found. Sunburn City. My friend, we have triple cockroach on seaweed and Peter. Buddy, friend. We have triple cockroach on seaweed and pita bread. Extra saucy because Sanjay hasn't washed hands in a week and has had diarrhea for a month. They'll follow you until they get money from you. Look, I remember my first girlfriend had her mom had a Indian husband. And he's like, oh, India, best place ever. You go to airport, it has beautiful gold line everything. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Bro. Look at this shit. Yo. What? Yeah. Can I have some shit from the right bucket mixed with some shit from the left bucket? Use your hand. By the way, stay barefoot, right? And put it on some bread. Got you, bro. Oh, yeah. Actually, use that rag you just wiped your face with to collect the stuff. Yeah, I want you to spit in it before you put it on a pita.
3:30
Bro. Oh. You know, Alex, you don't understand. You're not cultured. You got to go out there and see the world. The world. I'm good. You know, I will dehydrate from the amount of diarrhea I'll be having. You should go and see the world. That's the world. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. As a Puerto Rican, I can agree 100%, says Kelvin Estrada. Joe Swish, I was just asking. Oh, they're talking about You're still talking about transmissions? They made ice cream off the... Hey, can I have some sidewalk ice cream? That sounds cool. So is it an actual stand on the sidewalk that makes it? No, ice cream is made literally off the sidewalk. For $30, you can watch Crankshaft get built in alley. We'll sit on and wait Okay, those videos of them spooning food into a bowl with flies around is crazy. Best food ever. Zoomer editing for the win. It was funny. The U.S. had beautiful state parks. Best value win. Okay. Shit, I just found 2 Raptor R takeoffs on Marketplace for $3,000 and $2,000 incoming cheap boost. You got it. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Sanitary. Why did you redeem it? So you want me to redeem it? Australia would be great to visit. I'm good. You ain't shit. Cutting meat with those toenails, they are dirty and disgusting. Right. Not bringing up politics is the reason why all those celebrities didn't leave like they would. Papi Trump got elected. Exactly. For some Indian breakfast. The world needs an enema. Imagine that is your pub sub. That's how your pub sub is made. Go to Mexico, real Mexico, not Cancun, and the tourist spots smells like piss. Right. Oh, go to Mexico, go to Cancun. Why? So I can get basically kidnapped by the cartel or pulled over, and they're like, give me everything or we'll kill you right here. I'm good. Again, Detroit's no better. I should be done now, Alex, says Joe Swiss. Thanos is starting to make more sense every day. Probably gets sick from the smell. Here comes Oscar to kill our buzz with an actual car question. Sup, deal? Just bought a UPR catch can with the clean side separator. Before I install it, that's the one you would recommend, right? Next, it's PMAS 120mm and Lund tune on 93. How much power would it make roughly? I don't know what you got going. What do you got done to your car? I don't know what the fuck's done to your car. NA? With a PMAS? 0 horsepower gain. It's about a clean signal and setting you up for the future. But a cold air on its own does not add power. It's just a, look, had a TVS customer, 2014, which is the most difficult. If you have ever tuned Gen 1 TVS cars, it's not easy. Especially when the aftermarket support is, let's just say, subpar, right? Like the throttle bodies, the JLTs. Like you want to have the worst running TVS ever. Again, you can hack your way around everything. And if your tuner says that's tuning, not a problem. I've been taught the way that Lund Racing tunes is the data has to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, we are not hacking a way around an issue, because then you don't know what parts are good and what parts are not. So a customer had a twin 65mm equipped twin 65 CJ65 TVS with a JLT 123. And we had tons of stalling issues. And we were over like, I tried because, I really want to try to help the customer and I don't want to make him spend any more money than he has to. But then I said, man, are you willing to change cold airs? Are you just willing to change cold airs? He's like, yeah, I'll buy a PMAS cold air. Issue's gone. Couple of adjustments, tweaks here and there that we had already tried on the JLT stuff. And it wasn't working. So once he got a PMAS on it, he's like, I can't believe it made that big of a difference. What do you mean? Ask Bryson Witt. He went from a JLT 148 to a PMAS 120, and the sucker stopped stalling, and it became a nice drivable vehicle. And he's like, well, I lost the chop. Well, do you think the chop was happening because of the cams or the really bad MAF signal coming into that intake? Don't they haul off poop in Taj Mahal? People are so stupid that they travel to Asia to drink coffee that a monkey shit on. Alex is getting after it. Says Brooklyn guy, you got to pay to take a shit in Mexico. Why go to Mexico when you can just go to Chicago and get the same treatment? Right. Or Houston. Or the Valley. We have it so good, we shit in clean water. Right. Wait, you shit in that? Yeah. We filter it, shit in it, flush it again. And after it's flushed, the water that fills back in the bowl is 10 times better quality than anything in Egypt. You have to pay to use the bathroom in Mexico. 0 horsepower, easy money. Right. The math has to make sense, Alex. I love John. He got a bit of some of the treatment from the show when he said, oh, the math ain't mathin'. I kept my 2012 GT 2.3 TVS build simple. PMAS, stock twin 60. Dunzo. I drive it all over the place. No issues. Don't PMAS intakes make better power through the curve over stock? Yeah. But again, it's not. Okay. This is the problem. When you look at a dyno, you're going to look at the peak number, right? No one really looks at the graph. Like the layman doesn't look at the graph. They go, it made more power. Meanwhile, it could have been under the curve the whole time, and then at the top it went similar to what CJ intake ported. Dude, porting is, I love people that port and they say it made more power on my port. And then you look at the graph and it's down everywhere except the last 300 RPM. And they say it made more power. Technically, yes, you are correct. It made more power. But when you look at that graph, you're like, I'd rather have the other intake. Just do whatever Alex says. Got my cartoon last week within one revision. Old-fashioned is to blame. 2020 GT 10-speed, 65,000 miles. Do I need to get old pump gears and a crank sprocket? I want to go boost or twin turbo. If you want to stick your dick in a chick that's been around the block, doesn't mean you're going to get AIDS or the herpaderp. But you might. So you might want to rub her up. Same thing with oil pump gears, right? You might get away with it. You might get away with 10 to 12, 13 pounds of boost. But then, let's say the trans one time misses a shift. It flares and it goes, bup, bup. And you're like, ooh, what was that? Oh, the trans is flaring. It's 65,000 miles on it. Probably needs a rebuild, and it flared, and it went past the shift point, and it hit the rev limiter. Now what are you going to do? You're like, well, do I risk it for the biscuit and just keep rolling out, or do I just throw a set of TSS or FFRE oil pump gears in there and have a good life? What is Dantel? Is Dantel? Someone said Dantel get off his nuts, and I'm trying to see what's happening here. Maybe he's referencing something else. Ryan Doyle says, here late, got caught up now. The F-150 RCSB, price lower than the Mustang 5.0? Great question. Great question. I think so. So let's look at a, where do we go? Ford, Ford.com, and we'll build a RCSB. Fuck. Let me see. Let's get a fully done up one, right? Vehicles. I'll put you up on the chat so we can build it. We like doing this. We like doing this on the chat. Here we go. Let me get you a little smaller. You guys are a little on the big side. I don't want to close you out. I'll come back to you later. Fuck this. I don't want to. It's too small. I want to make it big. So let's look at trucks. Let's look at an F-150. Let's look at V8 regular cab. But let's, what's like a nice trim level? Choose your F-150. Okay, here we go. Lobo, whatever the fuck that is. Lariat, Tremor, King Ranch, Platinum. Okay, so Platinum. I don't think they make RCSB Platinums. So I think XLT, right? So there's a STX, XL, and XLT. No, I don't want the power boost. RCSB. Oh no, that's an extended cab. They're all extended cab. Is it XL? Oh, where's the 5-liter shit? That's the problem with these builders. I need. Let's see. Is there an XLT? Okay, do you guys know what the highest trim level for only XL? Thank you so much. You can only get regular cab in XL. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because I don't know. Start your build. No. Fuck you. 6.5 foot bed. Is it 6.5 or 5.5? Huh, interesting. But is the box meaning it's extended cab? I hate that. Regular cab. What? Really? Combination is not available. Okay, so 6.5 foot bed. Okay, good. Start your build. Oh my lord. That's a nice color, right? Gray. Yeah, gray. That's what I had. Charcoal gray, carbonized metallic. Is this blue? Yeah, that looks good. I like this blue. Okay. 5-liter. Yep. 4x4. Yep. Damn. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Electronic 10-speed. 373s. Yes, we're doing 8th mile stuff. Let's do 373s. Fuck it. What is this? So includes features, LED, electronic, 103. Okay, what is XL 101A? What's 101A versus 103A? Is it more money? No. Okay, so this one. Okay, so wheels don't matter, right? So it's just wheels? Let's say you're gonna get the Cholo wheels. Okay. Because so it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's get the shitty wheels. Because you're going to put other wheels on it. Tonneau cover, don't need. Pickup box, don't need. Crossbred toolbox, don't need. You need a hitch. That's it. Bed liner, paint, protection film. Nope, fuck that. That's gay. Bed mat, engine block heater. Nope. Tailgate, no. Chrome exhaust tips, no. It's going to get twin turbos out the hood anyway. Decal, wheel lock kit, doesn't matter. Tailgate, bed hooks, no. Nope, don't matter. Okay. Seating, cloth. Nah, let's get vinyl at least. There we go. Let's get cloth. Easier to clean. Because vinyl's going to crack. Yes. Heads up, display, delete. No, I want all this shit. And I also want this shit. the good, you know, the good interior. I think the split deal. I don't like the bench sheet. Bench sheet's fucking weird. So 40, 20, 40. I think that's what it is. Let me see what you guys are saying, just in case I'm missing something. I like the Atlas Blue. Sean Johnson's Ghost Watcher that watches thieves. Oh, really? I don't know who Sean is. Sean Johnson, why are you here? What's he saying? Let's see what his dickhead is saying. I like how when I disappear to try to build a car, people try to talk shit. I don't see. Oh, okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, bed cargo area. Bed. Don't care about any of this stuff. Electronics. Audio. Sure. Whatever the hell that means. Keyless entry. It should come standard. No, I don't want the entry pad. Exterior. Okay, towing. Okay, it's got hitches, towing and recovery. Hitch, shackle, Okay, I think it comes with all that shit. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about $46,000. So theoretically, we're talking about a truck that's blue, cholo bitch ass wheels, and you can not out the door, but $46,000. Guys, does it have the 5.0? I want to make sure it has the 5.0. I want to make sure. Yeah. So 5 liter 2024 4x4 brand new truck, short cab, RCSB, regular cab short bed is $46,000. $46,000. Now let's build a Mustang. Fuck me. Vehicles. $46,000. Mustang. Vehicle. Oh, build. Fuck. Build and price. Start your build. Don't fuck you. We're gonna have a GT. So we basically built a base bitch ass. S150. So let's build a base bitch ass similar vehicle. Color. Hell no. That looks good. Don't care. Racing stripe. You stupid. Let's do a auto. Okay. 315s. That's the one to get. 315s. Fuck all this. Don't care about all this. All this is going to change. I am building a race car. Don't care. Interior you might want someone like a 401A package or something like that. We want the cloth. It's going to be clothed up. We're racing. Don't care. $48,000. So, if you build a basic setup with your Mustang, it's going to be $48,000, whereas your F-150 with a bed, 4-wheel drive, is going to be $46,000. So that might answer your question right there. Like, what do you want to do? Arguably, the F-150 is going to be the better performer if tuned and modified. So the F-150 seems to be $2,000 cheaper and better for traction, better for street shit. I don't know. The motor seems to hold up really well. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. If you're going to build a vehicle to go fast in, brand new, and you're going to price it out, the F-150, just because it has 4-wheel drive, is a better vehicle. Done. Over. Full stop. Call me crazy. Because if you're going to twin turbo both, or you're going to supercharge both, I'd still want the F-150. I like the Atlas Blue. Can't skip the block heater. Absolute must in Florida. Make sure it has good cabin air filter, parts, and labor. Nice. 24 GT PP. No, I'm done. PP? I don't need a performance package Mustang if I'm going to modify it. We're all going to modify it. 4x4 is a must for me. Really comes in handy in the winter. Montino roadhead shifter. Vinyl is going to feel like sitting on a piece of tape in the summer. You got AC, bro. I got leather cars, and they don't feel crazy. You ain't lying, Danny. I left Broward in 22, and I'm still in Florida. Shit is still hot as balls out here. They don't have remote start, but I can program a key that has remote start, and it works. Boomar. Build the factory 5. Done. It has to be the right frequency key, though. Got it. Car insurance is cheaper than the truck. Cloth is better than leather. I'm standing on it. Seats, 1 less person. Have you been in the backseat of a Mustang? It's useless. I like the F-150 because it's more practical in general. It's fun, all year round vehicle. How does a $50,000 used Plaid sound? It doesn't sound that great because you can't modify it, right? I don't know that a Plaid is going to go 8s. We just saw a 24 stock truck with twin turbos, built transmission, fuel system, Lund tune go 8.7. No Plaid is doing that. No Lucid Air is doing that. No Lucid Air Sapphire is doing that. So, I don't know. $46,000 F-150, wheels, built trans, daylight, I think it's called, kit, fuel system. So let's say, what's the daylight kit? So 46,000 plus, let's say, 10,000, 56,000. Fuel system, 3,000, 59,000. Wheels, tires, depending on wheels and tires, could be $4,000 to $5,000. So you're like $6,300, $63,000. Labor, built transmission, probably another fucking $8,000. So $70,000, you have a truck you can drive from California to Florida, twin turbo it up, all-wheel drive. You could, if you want to tow shit with it, you can. You want to haul shit with it, you can. I don't know. I mean, I think Ford inadvertently built the best performance vehicle that they have, and it's because the aftermarket forced it upon them. Now, when you're starting to see the Raptor R, you're like, imagine the Raptor R drivetrain in an RCSB that weighs 4,600 pounds, not 5,900 pounds. Imagine somebody goes out there, sources a Predator motor, Raptor R motor, with a 10-speed behind it, and puts it in a vehicle that is 1,000, almost 1,000 pounds lighter. More. It's 1,500 pounds lighter, the RCSB. What do you think the performance on that will be? Come on. I would rather, honestly, I don't need an 8-second twin turbo F-150. A 9.7 to 9.6 supercharged F-150 is better for me because I'm going to do street shit with it. I get it. Twin turbos has a higher ceiling. But for usability, no rolling anti-lag needed, no two-step, no trans brake. I just go, yeet, and that's it. I would get a Magnuson from a Magnuson 2650 with the Roval inlet, 10 rib, rear sheath if they have a kit like a race kit, and 20% and a 3.0 upper fuel system and ID 1300s, and so I can run pump gas. Obviously not on that boost level, but just stay off of the gold pedal. And I can run 960s, 970s. I can hang there with plaids on the street, which is fucking fast. And if I'm not the fastest, cool. But I'm faster than 80% of the cars on the street. Daylight kit is more like $14,000. Okay, I didn't know that. I told you guys, look, that's why Jake just stopped. Jake's like, I'm not going to build a kit and compete with everything else that's out there. Now, On 3 probably has a leg up because the shit's made who the fuck knows where. Their turbos are like whatever the fucks, but they make power. So people are just going to turn a blind eye to the quality, put it in their trucks, and for 2 years or so, they're going to be cool with it until it blows up. Then they'll just rebuild it, put a stock motor in it, and sell it. There's going to be so many secondhand built F-150s. It's not, you don't have to build it. Just wait. Just wait till somebody gets bored of blowing shit up. I'm good. I'm going to wait. Then you're going to be on Facebook Marketplace one day. It's going to be twin turbo F-150 stock motor built trans, $50,000. Built motor F-150 built trans supercharged, $45,500, $45,500, $51,200. I'd rather do that. Flyjock. You don't know much about this channel, but I was doing this 4 years ago. 4 or 3 years ago, I had a F-150 ready to go. And that taught me never to do that again. Never buy a vehicle to support someone's future power adder venture because you're going to get fucked on it. I waited on Jake. Jake just said, nope, I'm going to bail on the kit. So now I'm up Shit's Creek. Then I waited on ESS, and did you see the monstrosity they came out with? And I think that's why they removed Lund from the approved vendors list. Because they were like, Alex, we're very close to building an F-150 kit. Okay, so I kept the F-150 for another year. Nothing. And then I sold it to Joe Goodenough, and Joe has it now. Joe's going to build something. And then when ESS announced the kit, I looked at it and I laughed for about an hour. You could support Starship with the bracket that they have going on the F-150 kit. I'm good. I've already done this. I tried. I went 12.2 NA, and then I hated driving an F-150 every day. It was awful. It was a good looking truck, but it was just an awful truck to drive. I would rather wait for someone to build something. Like Aldo was selling his truck for a long time, and I was thinking of picking that up, but he wanted like 60 something, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to pass on that. Probably someone will buy it, not me. Made in India on the streets from Ship Salvage. Might as well just buy a turbo, build, and your kit instead of on 5 times. Might as well buy a turbo kit, buy a turbo and build kit instead of on 5 times. It is a huge effort. Tesla driver gets man card revoked. Alex, that F-150 does not have a manual transmission, does not take corners as well, not to mention comfort. Again, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Everyone is 60 to 130ing, eighth miling, or quarter miling. Nobody gives a fuck. Because how many people buy a Mustang to turn? Not many. And if I'm going to buy a car to turn, love you. Not going to be a Mustang. Not going to be a Mustang. If I'm going to get competitive with road racing or parking lot cone shit, it ain't going to be a $50,000 Mustang. Are Interchillers worth it? Yes, in theory. In theory, if you can cool the air charge to 90 degrees and it never leaves 90 degrees, never gets past it, or as cold as 60 degrees or 70 degrees, of course it's worth it. If the air charge temp is low, the motor is happy, the combustion event is happy. Is the actual kit worth it? I don't know. I haven't seen a kit that makes me go, that's high quality. You know what I mean? Like I look at the kits and I go, that's okay. You know, it's cheap looking. But the problem is when you have a quality kit, it's going to be very expensive. So do I think Interchillers are worth it? Of course. You want the air charge temp to be low all the time. Are the current Interchillers that are out there worth it? Remember, guys, you guys know who's pushing that stuff. Who is pushing Interchillers? Parts companies. You'll know a truck is abused when they come across stock motor NA F-150 with a built transmission. Exactly. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Keep up, fly jock right. Champ stamp son. Yeah, champ stamp. Champ stamp was cool, and then it wasn't. And I was genuinely pissed off about that situation because I bought it preemptively to support a turbo kit, and it never happened. And I'm like, so I'm just left hanging? Okay, cool. So there's obviously certain things I'm not willing to do anymore. I had a 2023 RCSB 50. I wish I kept it. CA for corners. No, you're not gonna. Actually, a base C8, the most basic bitch C8, is a way better turning car than most Mustangs. Alex, what Illuminator or Ford engine have you seen the highest horsepower in stock leaving Ford condition? Well, honestly, the F-150 stuff is pretty tough to beat. When you start looking at what... Okay, perfect. What's that Wallace Racing calculator? Wallace Racing calculators. ET mile per hour. Okay, so what did that truck run? 157, right? That F-150 ran 157 in the quarter, and let's put a weight of 4,400 pounds. Is it here? Okay. So 157 in the quarter, 4,400. I mean, guys, I don't know what you want me to say about that. If you trust this calculator, right? So a F-150 with a stock motor, built 10R80, that weighs 4,400 pounds. Let's be generous. Let's do 4,100 pounds. Still 1,300 horse, right? Again, is that at the asshole? Maybe. Right? Could be at the asshole. So, yeah. So let's do the ET. 4,400 pounds. And ET was 8.7. 1,300 horsepower. So, yeah, I mean, illuminators, I'm sure, can hold up to that because that's going to be the limit, the rod. So I think the F-150 motors, call me crazy, especially 21 and up, seem to be pretty freaking stout. Dude is acting like we're road racing an F-150. Clap me out for parking lot cone shit. Exactly. You sound like you're crying over a BS reason to help your, not to help your friend. Not to help your friend. You mean spending $30-something thousand and then I got left high and dry? Got it. Would I need a tune for Forescan to turn off the speed limit? A tune takes care of that. If you're tuned by Lund, there is no speed limiter. I mean, there's a hard limiter, which is like 200 something. Yeah, you don't know shit, Danny Richardson. You don't know a goddamn thing. You don't know shit. I have a 24 4x4 RCSB, 8,000 miles, and already have torque shutter. In the real world, the single cab lets more people sit comfortably than a Mustang. The calculator's not accurate, according to Senior Alex. Right. Look at my PM sent to you. God damn it. What do you want, Chuck? Yeah, I saw those. Yeah, I saw those. There's nothing. I saw those. We already referenced it. You'll end up in the weeds, just like your dad end up in the weeds. That's just dumb to say. Oh my God, he has no idea. He has no idea what we're talking about. Horsepower is at the flywheel. Okay, then even better. So rear wheel, you're talking 1,100, right? So 1,300 flywheel, you're talking an 1,100 wheel on a F-150 that weighs 4,400 pounds and it has a stock motor. Now, does that mean that we are going to consistently get 1,100 horsepower out of this vehicle? No. Eventually, something's going to go awry, whether it's a piston or a rod. We know that. But for my money, I would rather have a car or truck that weighs high threes. Let's say a truck. Let's say if I can get that truck down to 4,000 pounds. And a stock motor can live a long time running 890s. 890s. And then I get a season out of it. I'm going to buy another stock motor. You think I'm going to go get a built motor? No, I'm going to buy a stock motor. I'll buy 3 stock motors before I buy one Billy Badass built motor. Because, I don't know, it's all going to balance out. Like how much is a stock motor, stock long block, F-150, versus one Billy Badass built motor. Give me the 3 stock motors and I'll roll the dice. Alex, I'm going to message you a picture. I need some advice. Yeah, probably his dick. Probably his dick. What do I know over you? I have had every generation Mustang except 60s garbage, and I have calibrated them for 10 years. I have raced them for 10 years. Actually, I've raced them since I was 18. And I have calibrated them for over 10. That's what I know over you. Literally everything. Literally everything. Let me get some popcorn. Talk that shit, Danny. George says, Alex, here in California, the only good thing here for car enthusiasts is driving through the canyons. California coast highways and twisty roads. That's why, for me, a corner. Yeah, cool. Then you're you're in the minority. You're in the minority. But have you spent $30,000 and sat on it to help a friend? Exactly. Yeah, he's embarrassing himself. You're a calibrating specialist for a company and you outsource your build to everyone else. I know exactly what I'm talking about. The Fairmont was built by me. The swap on the GT500 was done by me. The swap on the Corvette ZR1 was done by me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Outsourced. Outsourced, he says. You don't know anything. You're Johnny come lately to the show. I know I have forgotten more than you know. And who's watching Danny Richardson talk about cars? Tell me. You're here watching me talk about cars. Who the fuck is watching you do anything? Put my Gen 1 6R80 on the dyno. Numbers were 350 and 330 torque. Yeah, the 6R80 soaks up so much power. It's not even funny. Rich 5-0, he's egging him on. You don't want that smoke from Alex. What do you think about the new 6.8 liter Mustangs? Damn, Danny is a non-member peasant. 3rd gen Mustang 5.0 block from Ford is $3,500. But let's talk about a long block for an F-150. How much are those? How much are long block for F-150s 21 and up? Because they have the DOD, the cylinder on demand bullshit. I bought a Gen 2 F-150 motor thinking the heads will be better than Gen 1. Just to find out that they're basically the same as the Gen 1. Intake and exhaust valves are same part number, just different, exactly, different castings. Coyote, Crime Lords, alt. Could you explain the hate for Whipples? What are the cons? No hate for Whipples. The quality of the TVS is OEM style quality. That's why Ford literally uses TVS rotor packs for their 1314 GT500, for their Cobra, that wasn't TVS, that was some other bullshit. But it was Eaton. It was an Eaton blower. And the Raptor and GT500 stuff has been that. So there you go. And finally, to appease Danny, talk about cars, not politics, where you have zero knowledge about. I know more about politics than you do, because if you voted for a Democrat and you have a car hobby, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. If you vote Democrat and have a car hobby, it's like voting Democrat and loving guns. Actually, that is interesting nowadays. Exactly. He's a Biden voter. That's all you need to say. Like, all I need to know about you is who you voted for, and I don't need to know anything else about you, because it tells me where your brain is at, and it's firmly up your ass. Danny, you must not watch the whole show. You haven't been here long enough. Exactly. He has no idea. He has no idea he has no idea. He's just one of these guys that gets on, thinks he knows more because he's done work on his own, and has no idea. Look, go back through my 2,000 videos and find out who the fuck I am. Find out who the fuck I am. My 2,000 videos. Oh no, I'm so upset. In the village is upset. I pulled the truth on their king. Why are you here, peasant? Why are you here? If I'm so bad, why are you watching me on YouTube? Nobody's watching you on YouTube. Nobody's watching you spit knowledge anywhere. I sat in a single cab F-150s and it was not comfortable. I did not like an F-150. So a lot of people that buy an F-150, they buy it because they see it online racing. No, you don't. You don't know more, Danny. I'll put you up to the test any day you want. I will fly you out and we'll sit you down and I will ask you proper cam angles for NA, for boosted, for turbo and supercharged. I will ask you specs on Coyote stuff. I will give you power numbers per boost, per fuel, per whatever you want. Whatever you want. Oh, well, it's different. I build my own motors back when I was building an FE. You don't know anything about the FE, Alex. The FE. Yeah. If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you have felt? Over 10 years in the game, loads of information and content for free. One of the most active and upfront people that talks all straight, no chaser. We got it. I know. It's just people come in here and they get insecure. Imagine you think you're somebody, and then someone way more knowledgeable than you shows up. You're going to be insecure. You're going to go, fuck that guy. He don't know shit. I built more stuff than him. Da-da-da-da-da. And then you start Googling me and you're like, oh shit, this guy has done and built a lot of shit for the last 10 years. Wow, I'm stupid. Danny Turriate, exactly. If you didn't eat breakfast, how would you feel? I bet he won't go horsepower for horsepower. No. These guys that talk a lot, they just do that, talk a lot. And then in person, again, they say 2 or 3 things. You're taller than I thought. What's your workout routine? I was just kidding around online. It's called talking shit, right, buddy? I'm like, no. Keep that same energy. Danny, the next Carol Shelby, just with the college stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Kelvin says, I'm considering a full body F-150 because I won't be racing often and willing to sacrifice a little performance for comfort. I agree. If you're going to buy an F-150 and it's going to be your only vehicle, you should get a Super Crew, in my opinion, and sacrifice the ultimate ET. I would rather have a low 10-second, high 9-second Super Crew than a high 8-second, low 9-second regular cab. The regular cab to me is just that uncomfortable. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully, Danny can start his own YouTube show and get as many followers so he can spit that knowledge of him building cars in 25 years. But today we talked about the inadvertent building of their best performance vehicle. Ford, the F-150, is now the Ford flagship performance vehicle. It outsells Mustang 3 or 4 to 1. In the tuning queue, we out-tune them 3 or 4 to 1. It is just taken over. There is a very noticeable separation happening with the F-150 and the Mustang when it comes to performance. And the aftermarket is gravitating more towards the F-150 because of the weight, the configurable nature, the four-wheel drive, and the popularity of the platform. And now it is tunable. So hopefully you guys pay attention to what's happening out there, where the F-150 is literally becoming such a force to be reckoned with in the racing culture that Ford's going to have to eventually really pay attention to it and start offering, I don't know, maybe factory, not FP700 packages, but maybe in the future, some kind of actual Lightning, something with a Ford brand built by a guy with an exoskeleton suit, and that is supercharged or hopped up from the factory, not just an appearance package, Lobo, black wheels, black, no. I'm saying something really badass, because obviously the people are willing to buy the vehicle, configure it for racing because it is that desirable, all-wheel drive, light-ish nature, highly popular, usable in many, very, very usable. It can be driven daily and raced, and I think Ford should pay attention to that, because the Mustang, in my opinion, is just not that anymore. So don't even think a hybrid Mustang will happen. Never. A hybrid Mustang, I am saying it now, and hybrid all-wheel drive Mustang will never happen, so as long as the F-150 is as popular as it is. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I want to make sure that I'm on the lookout for Danny's show to see how much knowledge he spits to other people, because he says he knows more than me. So I am sure many people will watch him, and I will basically be gone from YouTube because Danny took over. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. See you later. Bye.